Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So this build is called Grandma's Retirement Home, and this is in celebration of me hitting 300 subscribers on this channel, which honestly I was really shocked. So for those of you who might not have known, I've been out on maternity leave for a couple of months now. This is my first video back actually after maternity leave. And when I was away, I really did not expect to get that many new subscribers. I mean, I'm very, very grateful, but very surprised. Because, you know, maternity leave, I was a little bit preoccupied. Didn't really do very much promotion of my channel because, you know, maternity leave. People aren't supposed to be working when they're on maternity leave. So I didn't really put a lot of effort into, like, trying to get new subscribers. And yet I still managed to do so. So, thank you for subscribing because I was very surprised by that. Like one day I looked, because I would still check in on my channel every once in a while, and one day I looked and all of a sudden it was like I had gotten to like 240 subscribers and I was like, that's a lot. When did that happen? Or not 240, 280, because we had been at 240 I want to say, and then like all of a sudden it was like boom, over 300. Like I missed the 300 subscriber mark. So yeah, so thank you so much. So this build is a thank you to all of you, for supporting me. So, I decided to do this build called, you know, Grandma's Retirement Home or whatever. So it's a one-story build, and that's why it's called Grandma's Retirement Home, because, you know, older people tend to not like to do a lot of stairs, or me. In general, not a huge fan of stairs either. But that's just because I'm a little lazy. So I got inspired to do this build through something kind of unusual. So in my neighborhood, I'm in a Facebook group for my neighborhood. And when I was out on maternity leave, I saw all these people were posting about this thing called EPCON, which I don't know if that's even like a national thing or not. But basically it's a company that makes like homes specifically for retired people. So they're not retirement homes, but they're homes that are friendly towards like older people who are like still independent, but you know, like they don't need the huge house that they had maybe when they were raising a family, and maybe it has a lot of stairs and they don't want to deal with that. So, but in any case, so one of these communities is being built close to my actual real life neighborhood. So, and so people in my neighborhood group were talking about it, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. So I was looking around at their floor plans, and actually, I might use more of their floor plans in the future. So, the actual styling of this build isn't like what they would have, but the floor plan is. So, I went with a little bit more of like a Floridian style as opposed to what would be built up here in Ohio, which is not Floridian, obviously. But I sort of thought, you know, most people when they get older, they want to retire somewhere a little bit warmer, and you know, it's the end of winter here in Ohio, and I am like so over it. Actually, we got hit with yet another snowstorm today, so not fun. Although, in all honesty, I have to say, this winter hasn't dragged on nearly as badly as I thought it would. Like, January in particular flew by for me this year, because in case you didn't know, I had a baby girl on January 10th, and so as a result of that, like anything before January 10th seems like a distant memory, and anything since then, like it just, like I blinked and all of a sudden we were in February, and now February's over and we're in March. Like, whoa, okay, where has time gone? Like there's this saying like among parents, which is kind of cringy, but it's like, you know, the days are long but the years are short, or something like that, which honestly, like, I kind of roll my eyes at a little bit, because in all honesty, for me right now, the days are short and the years are short. Everything is short. Everything has just flown by very quickly. So yes, but in any case, so back to the build. I really liked this the layout of this build though. It flows really nicely in The Sims, and because there aren't any like weird like stairs involved, it isn't difficult to build. A lot of times when I try to go off of like real life floor plans, it's more of a challenge because we don't have that many stair choices in The Sims. But with this, it really wasn't that big of a deal. And I really liked kind of like the Mediterranean Florida vibes. And then honestly, I wasn't intending to have like so much yellow, but it kind of works. It pops nicely, I think, against the dark hardwood floors. And I don't know. I like it. It seems summery and, I don't know, sunshiny. So one thing with this build is that in real life, I think it's actually supposed to be built around like a courtyard as opposed to like a weird little side yard. But obviously in The Sims, we can't do that. So it's just quite like, instead of having like a true backyard, it's kind of on the side of the house, but you know, it still works. And yeah, I tried to make it seem like a little cluttered, but not too cluttered. You know, I don't like it when a house has no clutter in it, because then it's like, do people actually live here, or like what gives? But at the same time, I also get a lot of times people don't really like builds that are super cluttered either. So there's like a moderate amount of clutter. It's not ridiculous, but it's also, you know, it looks like people actually would live here. And I tried to make it so that in the kitchen, the Sims will use like specific counters to prepare their meals. I don't know why, it just always bothers me whenever Sims prepare a meal and then leave the main serving dish on the same counter tile that the dishwasher is underneath, because then if you have Sims, I feel like there's like a traffic flow issue there, because then if you have Sims who are trying to get to the dishwasher and Sims who are trying to get to the food, it's a little tight. So I always try to, if I can remember to, I try to put a clutter object on top of that so they won't set the plate there. And sometimes they still try, but you know, whatever. That's on them at that point. And actually, this floor plan specifically did have a laundry room in it, which was kind of fun, because as much as I really enjoyed like the development of the Laundry Day stuff pack, and I like a lot of the items in it, I almost never remember to put laundry in my builds. So, I mean, I guess that's just on me. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. So this bedroom back here obviously is the master bedroom. I wanted it to look a little bit different than the rest of the house too, so I went with like a yellow and purple scheme instead of just yellow. And I sort of thought maybe the people who were living here, like, you know, like obviously they've moved into this home, so it's not really like super personalized to a lot of things that they may have had in their house for a long time. So, you know, they've gotten some upgrades to like their bedding and stuff, because I feel like a lot of times like you'll see like a grandma style of furniture, and it's just sort of like what they've always had. Like they haven't had many upgrades. Oh yeah, this is when I realized. I also at one point realized that I had no bookcases. So yeah, that's also on me. But I put one in the living room. Also, in case you haven't realized, there's like some long pauses and stuff in this video. I haven't bothered to go back and edit those out. I know that there was one a few minutes ago that was like really long. But yeah, trying to do much editing right now with like a not even 2-month-old baby is just, ooh, it is difficult. It was difficult enough to find the time to record this video, and then in the middle of it, I was in the middle of like a text chat with like my siblings and my mom, and like, you know, life has just gotten very busy for me in the last couple of months, and yeah. So I also turned the second bedroom in this house into like where the grandkids could stay if they come visit. So like it's more kid-ish, but it's very unpersonalized. Like a lot of times, like a kid's bedroom, you would have like a lot of like memorabilia and like toys and stuff. And I mean, like, you know, you probably could put in a few toys, but you know, if you're staying with your grandparents, you probably are bringing a lot of stuff yourself. I did put up a trophy shelf on the wall because I sort of thought maybe at some point the grandkids had sent some of their stuff off to their grandparents to be like, look what I did or something, and they just sort of turned it into a little mini shrine in the grandkids' bedroom. I don't know. But yeah, and I'm actually leaving in the footage of doing the bathrooms, which I almost never leave in footage of bathrooms or the floor plan, but I figured the floor plan was actually kind of an important part of this video since that was basically the inspiration for it. And the bathrooms, I just honestly couldn't be bothered to edit it out, so that's where we're at with that. Yep. And yeah, so bathrooms are pretty straightforward. The master bathroom is kind of huge, like it was almost too big to decorate, but I also didn't want to make it too much smaller. And then outside, there's just some very minimal landscaping. I mean, there's some stuff. I did manage to squeeze in a little pool in the backyard because, again, this is a house that's probably supposed to be in a Florida or a Florida type place. And, who doesn't have a pool in Florida? Especially in a retirement home type of place. I mean, yeah, that's just kind of a basic thing, I think, to have a pool there. And then a cute little patio table. I sort of debated putting a grill in, but then I was like, I don't know. Sometimes with the grills, it gets a little annoying because I feel like my Sims will go over and they grill constantly, and I don't always want them to grill so much. Dial it back a little bit, come on. So I used a lot of stuff from Jungle Adventure, especially in the landscaping. I don't know, the plants and stuff from that pack are just so good for these tropical types of builds. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and I don't know, they're just pretty flowers, especially, like I said, end of winter. I'm really just ready to get out of Ohio. This happens to me every year. I always get really bad cabin fever, especially in the month of February, and I'm like, okay, time to go on vacation, which oddly enough, this year we're not really, we're going on a vacation, but we're literally not leaving Ohio, so it's a little bit of a smaller trip, but that's okay, because the following year we're doing a bigger trip where we actually are going to Florida because we're going to Disney World, so I'm very excited. I mean, I've been there a lot, but hey, any opportunity to go to Disney World is totally good in my book. I will never turn down a chance to go to Disney. So yeah, so this is Grandma's retirement home. Or, Grandpa could live here too. You never know. But yeah, so it's currently available for download on the Sims 4 gallery. As always, there is no custom content. And I did use a little bit of move objects, but mostly just for decor items. So, no stress there. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can do so down below. I put up a new video on Tuesday. I forgot to say, oh my god, I'm so rusty. Oh, this is terrible. But yeah, so you can find this lot on the Sims 4 gallery using my origin ID, which is Mrs. Tomato 1018, or you can search for it using the hashtag Mrs. Tomato 1018. Yikes. Oh boy. Guys, this is my first video back, and I'm a little rusty, so please forgive me. I promise they will get better from this point forward. Right? I hope so. Anyways, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.